GM, everybody. Welcome to what's going to be another great DevNTell today. So if you didn't know, DevNTell is a 30-minute podcast hosted from the Developer DAO for builders to showcase something they're passionate about or have been building in Web3. And today, I'm ecstatic to welcome the co-founder and CEO of Morph, Cecilia Hsueh, as well as DevRel engineer Abril Zucchi. So they're going to be telling us and showcasing Morph and what it's all about. So Morph, if you didn't know, redefines the Ethereum L2 scaling experience by combining the strengths of optimistic rollups and ZK technology into its rollup. So if you stick around for today's show, you'll learn all about Morph, their approach to being a consumer chain, as well as how you can start building with them. All right, let's get into it. Hello. Welcome, Abril. Welcome, Cecilia. It is an absolute pleasure to have both of you on. I know it's varying timing for both of you, so appreciate both of you taking the time to come on here today.
Thank you. I'm very excited to be here.
Yeah, likewise. We're all excited to have you on as well. So before we get into the meat of the content you have prepared for us today, perhaps would you like to give a brief introduction about both of yourselves?
For sure.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, cool. So, hello everyone. Thank you for having me here, and good morning, good night, good afternoon to everyone. I'm Cecilia. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Morph, the Layer 2 project. So I believe maybe I'm the first woman CEO of a Layer 2 project you've ever seen. And also, someone called me AI generated CEO.
I didn't want to bring it up, but yes, we can send everyone down here. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm here to show how advanced this AI technology is. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks.
Okay, so it's my turn. So I'm Abril. I'm developer relations at Morph, and also I've been doing some Solidity work before I started to work in crypto in 2020. And I've been really excited about the technology in general because it really helped me, like I'm from Argentina. And so stable coins and all of this like crypto technology literally saved my financial life. And that's why right now I'm really excited to be building on this technology, on top of this technology. And so, I'm very excited to be here. Thank you for the invite.
My pleasure. And yes, that's wonderful to hear from both your ends. I guess one little question I have before we get into the meat of the content is Morph's mascot. So it's a koala. What's the history story behind that?
There's no history. Koala is very lazy. It's very chilled. Since you know that we are building a blockchain for consumers, so we think that consumers are normally very, lazy, because in terms of that, they want everything to be designed pretty well for them. They don't want to have anything complicated. They just want to have the easiest thing, the easiest experience, the most user-friendly experience. So this is exactly what Morph is building. So we want to treat our customers like koala.
Excellent. Love it.
I love the koala.
Yeah.
I actually never seen one. I think those are in Australia or something, but it's a good mascot.
Excellent. Yeah. So I guess in the interest of time, let's get right into the meat of the content. So I believe, Cecilia, you were going to share your slides, or?
Yeah, definitely. Just give me 1 second.
And that Maria Castillo, let's go Morph. I introduced her to Morph because she's building a consumer app actually. So Thank you. And she's really excited to build on Morph. So really good to see that she's here.
Great segue. All right.
Yeah.
Get into it.
Yeah, sure. We can start. So, here you can see our koala mascot, which is very, I think it's every time we talk about Morph, we introduce about this koala whose name is Morphy. So you can see that Morphy really represents the culture of Morph, which is very friendly, very welcoming, very joyful, and also very caring. So this is definitely the culture of Morph's community. And let me briefly introduce about Morph. So first of all, we are the first Ethereum layer 2 which combines the OP and ZK rollups. And also we take the best features of both technologies. And second of all, we are backed by top industry players, for example, Dragonfly, Pantera, Big S, Barton, and so on. And third of all, we are a blockchain built for consumers. So let me expand on this a little bit. First of all, I think everybody will ask the same question. There are already so many layer 2s on the market right now. Probably, I think there are like 200. So why should we choose Morph, or what is special about Morph? I would say, like, first of all, we are backed by and also endorsed by most of the most trustworthy crypto VCs and angel investors. So we closed our seed round fundraising in March, and we raised like 20 million in total. And Dragonfly was leading it. Pantera is our second biggest investor. So, and also at the early stage, at a very early stage, we are actually incubated by Bigot, one of the biggest crypto centralized exchange in the world. So definitely we got a lot of endorsement from the top tier investors. And also, I think when people talk about layer 2s, they prefer to talk about technical features first, right? So also, like for Morph, we have 3 technical features. The first thing is that we use decentralized sequencer, which is already live on our testnet. I believe we are the first one who put the decentralized sequencer live, while the other layer 2s are talking about the decentralized sequencer on their roadmaps too. And second of all, as I mentioned, that we are using the hybrid rollup technology of OP and ZK. So the result is that we are much safer than a pure OP's rollup, and also we are more cost efficient than the pure ZK rollup at this stage. And third of all, we are using modular designs, which allows our developers to be more flexible and much safer to adjust their whole coding structure. And also we have our infrastructure partners, all the leading infra providers in the space, which includes Oracle, Bridge, Data Indexer, RPCs. But for the tech part, I would definitely leave Abril to talk more about it after my talk. And also, what I've just mentioned is just a part or a small part of Morph. As I mentioned that I'm a female leader in layer 2, so I must be building something different than the other male leaders, right? So what is the biggest differentiation between Morph and the others? I would say that from day one, we put ecosystem and users ahead of technology. So if you look into the history of layer 2s, although we don't have a long history, but still different stage of layer 2s. If you look into layer 2 1.0, it's always about technology. And then it moves to layer 2 2.0. Then you will find that all the projects are talking about TVL. And now if we see Morph as a 3.0 layer 2, then we're definitely talking about users. So the reason behind that, why we choose users and ecosystem instead of technology, is because first of all, technology can be replaced. The entry barrier of tech will be lower and lower during the next few years. Everybody can, maybe in 1 or 2 years, or even now, people can start to build up their own rollups without too much entry barrier. So if you only focus in technology, one day you will be replaced, right? And second of all, when we talk about layer 2s, we are saying that layer 2 is here to solve the trilemma of blockchain, which is safety, decentralization, and scalability. And layer 2 is here to solve the scalability issues. So if you are talking about scalability, then it means that there are so many users and applications which needs your technology, right? But the fact is that right now we have too much infra. We have too much infra about scalability, but we don't have so many applications. We don't have so many builders, and we don't have a lot of users. So the journey should be on the other way around. So this is what Morph is building. We provide the technology, which is very good, very easy to use, seamless experience. And then we attract builders and users in. And then we talk with them and ask them about what they really need. It's not about we just offer them our technology. It's about that they come to Morph and build on Morph, and then we discuss and explore together what kind of technology you need, what kind of requirements, unmet needs you have, so that Morph can help you to solve these technical problems. So this is a journey Morph is taking. It's completely different from the other chains. So that's why we're here to solve the developers' pain points. If you talk to developers, what are your pain points? I think maybe the audience right now, many of them are developers. I would say many of them won't say it's about money. All of the chains are providing grants right now. So the consequence is that developers are switching between different chains. They don't have any stickiness to brands. It's not that difficult for them to get grants or investment. But after they get the money, they still don't know how to go to the market. They still don't know how to get users. They still don't know how to grow, which is a key to their journey, right? So like what we can offer here, first of all, is the user base. As I mentioned that we are incubated by top tier centralized exchange. In the whole ecosystem, we already have 30 million users, crypto users. So, and also we can access to them easily. We can help to funnel these users to your applications. And also we have a network of 50,000 Web3 influencers, which can help you to bring new users outside of that 30 million users. So these users, they are everyday users. They have the basic concept of blockchain. They have wallets already. They are using trading platforms already. They even do the KYC. But instead of, beside the crypto wallets and also the trading platform, they cannot find other high value or high value applications they are looking for. So this is the first thing we want to bring you, the users. And second of all, the resources. So as I mentioned that we are in a big ecosystem. Morph is not only a chain provider. We are more like a big ecosystem, which provides you with venture capital, accelerator, community, user base, and then last but not least, we can assist you on listing. So this is a whole journey for the builders. Back to the question I asked, like what are the pain points of the developers? These are all the pain points. So for every step on the journey, the developers always have difficulties and they need assist and they need resources. So Morph is definitely here to solve these problems for you guys. And third of all, definitely we are also offering the funds. We have a 100 million ecosystem fund to support the long-term builders on Morph. And also we are the only blockchain for consumers. So if you really want to bring the next billion people on chain, if you want to bring Web3 into mass adoption, we cannot just focusing on DeFi or NFT or meme coin or AI related applications. It's more like in a very small and degen community in Web3. It's not for everybody. So that's why we are focusing on consumer applications, which is really related to your daily life, whether it's entertainment, gaming, social, loyalty, shopping, e-commerce, lifestyle related applications. These are applications which are already so mature in Web 2, but you cannot find in Web 3 at this moment. But these are applications which can create value for people on chain. And this is something we are focusing on right now. And also, the next step is to also, after bringing these applications on chain, we want to minimize the entry barriers for all these applications on Morph as much as possible. So whether it's like product design, UI design, product logic, or the whole user onboarding process, we want to make it as simple as possible. Users don't have to have this experience of Web3 or on-chain technology. They don't need to understand what is the on-chain technology behind. They just need to know that this is application which can create more value than the traditional Web2 applications. So yeah, again, back to what I said, we are here to truly deliver value to users, and we care about what users think about these applications and the product they want to use on Morph, rather than just imposing products we think are good onto these end users. So for the whole ecosystem mapping, definitely consumer dapps are the vertical we care the most. So SocialFi, as mentioned, SocialFi, entertainment, gaming, e-commerce, shopping, lifestyle, travel, loyalty system, etc. And second of all, definitely DeFi is still the foundation of every chain. So DeFi is another big sector for us, whether it's DEX, perp trading, lending, stake swap. And other than that, we put some efforts also on AI-related dApps. We haven't really thought through like what exactly AI applications can, like what kind of value like decentralization can bring AI applications, but definitely there's huge potential and we don't want to miss that trend. So we also put some efforts in the AI-related dApps. And also any other applications which can wow our team is definitely welcomed. And last but not least, definitely we are talking about what kind of incentive we can bring to our builders. So Morph is offering not only one incentive programs, but we are offering 5. We have Ecosystem Fund. We have a program called Entrepreneur in Residence. We have a grants program. We have a RPGF program, and we also have bounty program. So different programs are designed to for different types of builders and for different stages of builders. You can find more details about all these program designs in the near future on Morph's website. But in general speaking, we are offering, first of all, the biggest incentives we are offering in these programs are, first of all, we are going to return the first year 100% sequencer fee profits to all of our builders, and we are going to pay quarterly. And second of all, as I mentioned, that we have 100 million ecosystem fund and also up to 100K grants and a share of 30% of the total airdrop allocations to long-term, high-quality builders on Morph. And third of all, as I mentioned, that it's a whole ecosystem support from fundraising, promotion support, technical and operational support to exchange listing support on Morph. So basically, you can find everything you want on Morph. And talking about our milestones, right now we are on our testnet. We just finished the EIP for 844 integration. And next quarter, we're going to launch our mainnet. And also for Q4, we are going to update our mainnet and also launch our token in Q4. So here are some QR codes of Morph. If you want to learn about Morph, definitely welcome to join us in our Twitter, Discord, or Telegram community. And also definitely welcome to chat with me or Abril directly about Morph's ecosystem and text part. Thank you, guys.
Oh, that was awesome. Abril, were you going to go through some of the little bit more technical?
Yeah, for sure. I want to quickly respond to a question of Billy. He asked if he can run his own sequencer, and a lot of people are asking this. So right now we have 7 sequencers running on testnet, and we are gonna open for partners by the next Q1. So after we launch mainnet, because we just security reasons, and also we are waiting for the I think it's like the EAP 2537 that is like an Ethereum private upgrade that is going to be in Q1. And so because we don't have that yet, we don't want to open the sequencers to public. And so we are going to be running plus 20 sequencers, but slowly opening to partners as we are approaching mainnet.
Awesome.
Hope this respond your question. Yeah, so I'm gonna present.
Again, while Abril is going through her content as well, if you have any questions, please comment and we will bring them up as we go along. But that was a great question, Billy. And here is the slides.
Yes. Okay. Can you see my?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so we'll do the technical overview. This is very high level because yeah, we are gonna be for an hour talking, if not. So this is the technical side. We are made up by three main modules. The centralized sequencers, as I said, right now we are running our own sequencers, but we are approaching to have the centralized sequencers by Q4, Q1 for our partners. We also have OP rollups that meet CK rollups as well, and we use a modular framework. This is our technical achievements. We launched testnet alpha in September 2023, so we are actually pretty early. We were in testnet Sepolia in January, and we moved to Holsky in May. So right now we are in our testnet B2 in Holsky. We also started the production of our sequencers with 7 on testnet alpha and planning more than 20 for mainnet. And we achieved 1 second non-empty block time. Yeah, I also want to highlight our seed round that really helped us to grow the team. Right now, we hire a lot of really talented people that are helping us with, the growth, the more DevRels. We're actually hiring a DevRel for Morph. So if you know someone who is really passionate about education and developer resources, please let me know. Just want to add that. And yeah, so let's talk about the decentralized sequencers. So in traditional layer 1 blockchain, like transactions are packaged and processed by miners in proof of work systems or validator nodes in proof of stake systems. And basically these entities earn the authority to package and sequence and produce all the blocks, either through the task of computational mining or staking based elections. So the main problem here, if let's say the centralized sequencer stops working, the transactions from all the layer 2 users will not be processed, and effectively basically bringing down the layer 2 operations. And also the centralized sequencers have the ability to reject the transactions that the users are submitting. And this can cause like an excessive transaction censorship. And I think we saw this in a chain recently. That we're not going to say the name, but yeah, that's the limitations of the centralized sequencer. And so that's why we are working towards the approach of a decentralized sequencer. So this is how it's going to be working. This is our sequencer network architecture. So you can see this is a whole mess. I guess none of you are like even reading this, but basically in simple terms, a decentralized sequencers consists in 2 parts. Basically the sequencer set that this basically forms and build the core group that provides sequencing services. And then we have the sequencer staking contract that this is basically how we are going to let the partners run their own sequencers. Basically, this contract facilitates the selection of the sequencer set via an election process of staking. Through this sequencer staking contract, members can be elected into the sequencer set when they basically collaborate and they provide services for the Morph network. I would say the election results are synchronized to the layer 1 rollup contract that you can see here. And this synchronized data is utilized to obtain the VLES aggregate signatures, which, by the way, is pretty expensive, but that's why we are trying to approach this new Ethereum upgrade by Q1. And basically, yeah, this data obtain the VLES signature of the sequencer network participants for the comparison and the verification of the data. Let me move. Okay, so here we have, given Morph's modular design, as I mentioned before, we use a modular design. Each sequencer operates a consensus client that runs BFT to communicate with the other sequencers. Following this consensus protocol, the selected sequencers extracts the transactions from the mempool. This constructs the blocks, and this synchronize all of these blocks with the other sequencers to basically complete the verification and the voting. And the end result is the generation of these new layer 2 blocks. And this is how all of the layer 2 blocks are generated. Then I want to introduce something that it's pretty new that we use at Morph. Everyone always asks me, like some L2s use fraud proofs with OP, and they use CK proofs with validity proofs. But at Morph, we use a method called responsive validity proofs. So instead of just like fraud proofs or validity proofs, normally basically generating the CK proofs for every transactions can be kind of too demanding, but we work and we're approaching this in a way that it only generates this proof if there's a challenge to the validity of the transaction. So basically we combine optimistic rollups with validity proofs, and all of this uses CK proofs to verify the correctness of the state. I would say this approach is pretty different from CK rollups, because the CK proof is only generated when there's a state of the challenge, right? So this method really helps to reduce the high cost of the CK proof generation, which sometimes can be expensive. And also we know that, for example, a CK proof have like a withdrawal period of like 7 days. So using this method, we kind of like make it shorter. I think we make it shorter, the withdrawal period, and it can be in 2 days instead of just a whole week, right? Based on the nature of the validity proofs. So by implementing the CK proof generation and the verification, we can switch to a complete CK rollup in the future. So we're the engineering team is doing a great job on this by approaching this to mainnet. So this is the state verification. You can see all of this, again, all of these messy contracts and diagrams. So basically, I will make it quite simple. The responsive validity proof is applied on Morph, basically based on the validators will need to constantly verify the transactions and the new state of the sequencers that are submitted to the layer 1. So if they find the transactions and let's say the states aren't correct, they can initiate the challenge with the challenge contract that we see there. So if the sequencers need to answer the challenge, they can provide the CK proofs and they can pass the verification. And if the sequencer cannot finish the verification process during a certain period of time, the fraud behavior is settled. So there is when we use OP rollups. The validators, by the way, will need to stake in order to initiate the challenge. And yeah, this is like very high level technical overview, because we are actually doing a lot of workshops in ECC that are gonna be recorded. So I don't want to be here talking for an hour, but I would love for you guys, if you're attending ECC, for you to come to Hack Seasons, L2Con, Modular Summit. I'm gonna be talking about this in more really like detailed there, and we're gonna stream this. So yeah, it's gonna be really helpful for you guys if you want to understand more. And so right now we are in testnet Holsky. Like I've said before, we integrate blobs that then can upgrade, and we also upgrade CKVM. We are approaching mainnet, I will say, by the end of July or August, probably. We can always have delays. That's depending on the engineering team. But yeah, we are approaching mainnet by Q3. So really exciting. We're looking forward to see more builders coming to the chain before we approach mainnet, so we can work together and we can help them to achieve whatever they want to achieve. And so we are gonna release the Morph staking contract and the AI ecosystem support. So that's why, for everyone that is asking if they can run a sequencer, for security reasons, we cannot let that happen yet, but we will let partners run their sequencers by all of like the things that I've explained before. That's the whole process of the election process via the staking contract. And so, yeah, we are really, I think there's two sides of this. I think the L2s that uses centralized sequencers have some, I would say, benefits, because when you run your own centralized sequencers, the performance of the chain can be actually more fast, because you're basically running it, right? And so when you run decentralized sequencers, the performance cannot be really high, but we're also approaching to have a higher TPS by mainnet. So yeah, just like we are really trying to achieve all of the things that we are looking for mainnet. And I think it's going to be really helpful if you guys have any suggestions or whatever you want to build on Morph, or you want to see templates, or I'm always happy to help. And as I've said before, I'm looking forward to hire another great DevRel that can help me to build resources and docs and workshops and all of the things that I need right now. So yeah, then we are also Q4 integrating account abstraction and layer 3 support. And yeah, that's all about it.
That's excellent. I guess kind of on that last part, if people are having issues or want to get in touch with you, what's the best way to do that? Discord, Telegram, Twitter?
I would say Twitter. I'm always very responsive in Twitter. I have my DMs open for you guys. I would say Twitter. I would say join the Discord, because we just made a whole new Discord channel for the developers with more developer resources. And yeah, I would say reach out to me or reach out to Cecilia as well. She's always open to respond.
Excellent. Love to hear that.
Our social media interns spend a lot of time to reply all these comments. 800 comments, he can just walk through one by one and reply all of them. Yeah.
Amazing.
No, also like we are really putting an effort to build a strong community. And I would say, as a DevRel, it's hard to build a developer community, because nowadays you cannot really differentiate airdrop farmers with actual builders. And it's okay, you need both. Actually, you need kind of like the retail users, like the ones that are kind of like there for supporting. But I also want to see more like actual developers that want to build consumer apps, want to build really cool things. One of my goals is just to onboard people to build on chain. And we see all of these applications, like, I don't know, Maria, which is in the comments, she's building like a legal like dispute resolution on chain app, that it's like amazing, because it's what we need, right? It's like a daily app that we can use on chain, or I don't know, gaming or whatever it is. I think I want to see more people building on chain. And to do this, we need to improve the UX problems that we are currently, facing. But we also need to have people supporting this, and more investors supporting this as well. So that's why we have a whole grants program and ecosystem funding. And yeah, happy to onboard more builders to morph to a consumer chain. Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah. And definitely, I'm sure there's people here that are very interested in getting started building with Morph, the grants program, and I'm sure there's at least a handful of people who are interested in a DevRel position. So definitely you'll want to get in touch with Abril and Cecilia if you're interested in getting starting your career in DevRel or continuing your career in DevRel. We are a little bit over time, but I want to get in a couple of questions from the crowd, if you don't mind. Billy had a follow-up asking about what the block system of the sequencers is going to be like. Is it are the blocks going to be first in, first out, or can you reorder? Can you speak on that, or should?
Yeah, sure. So we have the batching contract. So we have the batch processing. So we have the priority-based ordering that basically we will prioritize transactions from, the ones that they were elected. And then the batch processing is basically we'll batch these transactions and process them in groups, allowing for this reordering within each batch, basically based on the predefined rules that we will implement based on the staking contract that we will launch by mainnet.
Awesome. Great answer. And then, not really a question, or I guess it's sort of a question. So in terms of some of the ZK operations, are there any detailed documentations or links on GitHub that could help people if they're stuck?
Yeah, for sure. So let me share right now with you the repo. Let me double check if this is... okay, yeah. So I will share the GitHub account that we have.
Sure thing. And this information will also be posted on the YouTube description, so you can go back and rewatch and traverse to GitHub from there.
For sure.
And I will drop that here just in case. Great question, AVTVA. And then last question for me is, what are some cool applications, some consumer level applications that you've seen people starting to build with Morph? I think you mentioned one towards the end from Maria. Are there any other ones that kind of caught your eye?
Yeah, so I'm actually right now I'm working with, for example, there's Danny, who is from LATAM as well. He's building on Morph. He just joined our incubator program, and he's building an educational platform, kind of like, I will say, Duolingo, but for like a lot of stuff, like can be programming or can be math or can be language, but on chain. So it's kind of like a Duolingo for everything related to education on chain, and he's building on Morph. So that's like really exciting because I think we really need more educational platforms and on chain, right? I love it. That's how I actually learn. Like I'm very self-taught. I didn't even start college. I'm very I love to support these kind of online schools because I think it can really help. It's the future. I think it's the future of educational systems, and I think AI can really power that. And so this is an educational platform on chain that mixes AI as well to find more resources and stuff. So it's really great. I've seen that. I've seen also, well, a lot of like gaming as well. I'm helping to integrate gaming stuff. I love games as well. I'm like Vitalik. I used to play World of Warcraft a lot. I stopped though because otherwise I will not be working. I will be lazy just like playing World of Warcraft. but I love gaming stuff. Yeah.
You didn't get angry enough to drop everything and make your own chain yet. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe one day. One day.
Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah.
But now back to your question, I think it's also a difficult, some kind of difficulty for us to build Morph as a chain for consumer because you don't find so many consumer applications on the market right now. 90% of them are DeFi, NFT, GameFi related. that's because that no ecosystem is supporting them. No one really cares about that part of builders, or they feel like, okay, it's much easier to build a DeFi protocol because the native people likes to use it. So that's why Morph is here to build a chain only for consumers. And we're here to tell the builders that, okay, here is the ecosystem, a new ecosystem for consumers. So we are welcoming everybody to come to discuss with us. We know a lot of consumer applications founders, they're not tech background. They're not going to the hacker house or hackathon to compete with each other because they are more business background. So this kind of business background founders or technical founders are all welcome to come to Morph and discuss about what is your idea about building up consumer applications in Web3 and what kind of resources you need. We're always happy to help.
Yeah,
Excellent.
and also as I've mentioned before, I feel like the main problem right now with a lot of founders or chains, they're focusing on the same 100 Web3 developers that are around, And so if we really want to onboard the next billion users, we actually need to focus on the normal people, the traditional people. So I'm really working towards, make like programs to onboard more Web2 developers to Web3 and like how we can achieve that. It's kind of hard because we have all of these like complicated concepts and like complicated UX. Like it's so hard. It's like I would say like the most difficult challenge right now for a lot of people. So we are working towards achieve that and make that happen. And I hope the next 5 years we can see that outcome.
Yeah, I'm with both of you. I'm looking forward to the day where we kind of get past this like little small niche community and kind of becomes more intertwined and like everyday developer activities. But yes, slowly but surely we're making progress, and I love the mission both of you are on with Morph, and I'm looking forward to seeing everybody who was watching here today build some cool apps with Morph. And we've dropped the docs in the chat, and again, I mentioned I will add the docs as part of the YouTube description as well. But yeah, weekend's coming up. Why not start a little hack project with Morph? With that, unfortunately, we have come to time. But Abril, Cecilia, I really, really appreciate both of you again coming on today, giving us that excellent overview of Morph. And happy to have you back on sometime later if you have more goodies to share, perhaps after mainnet launch. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
And,
welcome back soon.
Yeah, excellent. Love it.
Thank you
My pleasure. Just before everybody leaves, I just want to share the QR code for you to scan to be able to claim your NFT, attendee NFT, for watching DevNTell Live today. So what you want to do is scan this QR code, fill out the form, and you'll be airdropped a DevNTell attendee NFT within a couple of days on the base network. So again, want to scan this code, fill out the form, and you will be airdropped that NFT. And you'll have about an hour and a half, an hour and a half from now to be able to do that before the form closes. And with that, I just want to wish
we finally confirmed that Cecilia is not an AI. So
yeah, there it is, right here on DevNTell.
Like conspiracy theories are not coming up anymore.
Yeah. No more of that nonsense.
Thank you for Developer DAO to give me this chance to show myself. Thank you so much.
a unique piece of alpha, only found here on DevNTell. All right, happy Thursday, happy weekend, and we will catch you back here next week for another great episode of DevNTell. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Bye.